President Gunter Smith. As I learned last night, many of you refer to her as Dr. GS. And I hear that if you're under 40, you can call her Dr. GS. I can't do that anymore. Board of Trustees, administrators, faculty, and staff, thank you for the honor of allowing me to spend this day with all of you. And most importantly, congratulations to the class of 2016. To the parents, grandparents, brothers, sisters, aunts, uncles, and all of the family members and friends who stood by this class, cheered them on, and helped them get here today. This is your day as well. Let's give them a big round of applause. You all worked very hard to get here today. It's a great achievement, and you are now part of the rich history of York College of Pennsylvania. As you know, York Academy, as it was originally known, received its charter from the General Assembly of Pennsylvania in 1787. This city, the city of York, was the first capital of the United States. It was the birthplace of the Articles of Confederation and where the words, the United States of America, were first spoken. On your website today, it states that York College of Pennsylvania is where talents and passions are identified. I love that word, passions. It's all about being passionate and loving what you do. Where talents and passions are identified and nurtured, where real-world experience, close connections, personal growth are emphasized, where students are challenged to become the best versions of themselves. What a place. What a great place, and what a beautiful place. This is unbelievable. So, when I was preparing these remarks last night, I thought I'd go to Murph's study hall. Well, I did go. It's not really a study hall. So the question is, what can I share with you that you don't already know from all the great things that you've learned here? So I thought back to my own college graduation. I was sitting at my college graduation on the campus of the University of Maryland back in the spring of 1992. And I remember how happy I was. And by the way, we didn't have our phones in our pockets. We'd actually just gotten digital voicemail, just recently. We were able to call from one phone to the other and get our voicemail. We didn't have email, no internet, no Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, Snapchat, none of that stuff. Someone said Tinder, not even Tinder. And no America Online. That was like the first way many of us connected, but actually I started with Prodigy a few months later after I graduated. So there I was, sitting with my friends in our caps and gowns, and I remember we used masking tape to put our initials on our caps so that our families could find us in the sea of graduates. And I see actually you're much more creative than what I did. I just put my initials, and there's some great art here. Look, I remember how confident we were. My friends and I, we were going to take over the world. I personally had it all figured out. I had just knocked down the latest piece of my plan, and I was ready to go to law school, to become a lawyer, to represent clients, to help them, to work with them, wear suits to work every day, suits and ties, and most importantly, work with my dad at his law firm. I knew exactly what I was going to do for the rest of my life. I had a plan, and it was going extremely well. So then I went to law school, graduated, started working as a lawyer, but shortly thereafter, my plan of following in my dad's footsteps did not happen because this thing called the internet started to happen all out there. And it sparked my interest, and I said, well, I got to go for it. I got to go for it. And I was very lucky to have the incredible support of my parents who said, give it a shot. Go see what you could do. And I never looked back. The next thing I knew, I was an entrepreneur. Yes, an entrepreneur. I could barely spell this French word. E before U, or the other way around, or I don't know. It was just, it's confusing. Like, what was that? I didn't know what that was when I was in college. I was a history major. But then, at 29 years old, I went out and raised $20 million for my venture capital business. Things were moving fast. I started winning awards, 30 under 30, 40 under 40, and people were recognizing me in this business world. So then I'm in my early 30s, and I'm investing in smart, nice entrepreneurs who are building game-changing businesses and who are working to change the world. And we built some amazing companies together, and it was so exciting. So what does that all have to do with you, the graduates of your College of Pennsylvania today? Well, it's really simple. You never truly know exactly what's going to happen in life. I am told by many of you that I've been told by many people, all the different majors that you're graduating with today: nursing, biology, education, business administration, psychology, sport management, criminal justice, and engineering. Now, please don't get upset, parents especially, don't get upset if you end up in another industry. Stuff does happen, and many times it's good stuff. So I'm sure you'll hear from your family and friends today things like, and you've heard from many of the great speakers that have spoken before me, you're the future. Dream big. Make the world a better place. I agree with all these statements, but how do you actually do them? How do you actually do all that? So that's the reason why I wrote my book, 6 Degrees of Wayne Kimmel. For me, it's all about working with, like Dr. Smith said, collaborating with smart and nice people who want to change the world. Stay away from people who are not positive. You don't need to be with those people. The CEO of one of my portfolio companies is called Startup Health, and he talks about surround yourself with people that are batteries included, and stay away from people who suck your energy. You don't want to be around those kind of people. You want to be with people that can help you and lift up and work together. And by the way, never use the F word. Yes, the F word. We do not use the F word in my house or in my office. And by the way, Dr. GS, it's not the F word that you think I'm talking about. It's that other word that's become popular in business lately, fail. We don't use that word. Business pundits have been making a living recently saying, fail fast, it's okay to fail. No, it's not. You ever try to fail a test while you're here at your College of Pennsylvania? You ever come out here to the basketball court and try to miss a shot? Why should you try to do that in business? Doesn't make any sense. So, how about succeed fast? How about do your best and win? So that's one of the reasons why I wrote my book. To think, it's all about how to think like an entrepreneur, how to be successful no matter what happens and what comes your way. So today I'm going to share with you a few practical skills and a little bit of advice to help you be successful in life and business, and some things that have helped me in my career to date. So I can sum it up with 3 things. Number 1, think like an entrepreneur. Number 2, master networking. And number 3, give back, which is the most important thing. So on the topic of entrepreneurship, you have to go out there and make it happen. Brian said it. Brian said it earlier. He said, go out there and take risks. You got to go out there. You got to get off the couch and just go. Just go make it happen. Move forward. Always think about moving forward. That's what it's all about. If you're an entrepreneur and you have an idea and you believe it'll change an industry or even the world, there are many people who will call you crazy as part of this journey. Actually, I'm sure you'll get called crazy. Probably by your closest friends, your parents, your sister, your brother, your aunt, your uncle. All of them will call you crazy. But it's okay. And I believe that if someone calls your idea crazy, you're moving in the right direction. You're moving in the right direction. I believe the best description of entrepreneurship was by Apple and Steve Jobs in the Crazy Ones campaign. When Steve Jobs came back as CEO of his own company that got fired by, and he started this campaign back in 1997. And one of the lines from that campaign was, while some see them as the crazy ones, we see genius. Because the people who are crazy enough to think they can change the world are the ones who do. So don't worry about it. Go out there and go try to change the world. So I'm sure many people have given you the advice to network. It's all about go out and network and meet a lot of people. That's what it's all about. But how do you do it? What do you say? Where do you go? Well, first of all, you need a business card. You need a business card. A simple one, just your name, your phone number, and your email address. Why? Because it's the best icebreaker there is out there. And it's the #1 weapon, I believe, in business and in life. A simple card can give you confidence to walk up to somebody and talk to them and say, hi, my name is, here's my card. You must have one. What do I do every single day after I get dressed in the morning? I fill my right pocket with business cards, and I keep my left pocket empty. And my goal every single day is to empty my right pocket and fill up my left pocket. But once you do that, where do you go to get in the game? Where is the game being played? Because here's the problem, right? You're not just going to get invited in to play the game. I mean, people do not care who you are. They will forget tomorrow that you're the graduates of your College of Pennsylvania, and they're not going to care. So they're going to be on to their next thing. So you need to crash the party. You need to go do it. So how do you go do it? Well, you need to get off the couch and go make it happen and go where the action is. And that's why I love the movie Wedding Crashers. See that movie? I love that movie, right? Those guys were fearless. And that's what you need to do to be successful. They were crashing weddings to meet girls. Now, that's not what I'm suggesting you do, but what I'm suggesting is you actually crash business events. And you show up with your simple goal of emptying your right pocket and filling up your left pocket with business cards. Then what do you do once your left pocket is filled? You employ my #1 tip in business, my secret tip. And you use those words, please and thank you. You ask, please, can I have your card? And then once you get their card and you go home, write an email to them and thank them for giving you your card. And say, you know what? Maybe there's a way for us to work together in the future. And then your goal at that point is to convert that contact into a relationship. So the last thing I want to share with you is something I believe that's incredibly important for you and quite frankly for all of us here. As you see, I've been talking to the graduates for most of the time here. But the idea is an opportunity is to make the world a better place. You know, we all must give back and try to help others. And I believe we have to get into the habit of asking the question, what can I do for you? Even if the person is way more powerful than you, or has way more money, or is the CEO of a major company, ask them, what can I do for you? Because most people walk into that person's office, most people every single day walk up to them and say, with their hand out, and they're asking for something. But you could turn it all around, and they'll look at you completely different. Be creative as to what you're going to ask them, or what you could say, and what you can do for them. And by the way, it's just the nice and right thing to do. So I believe doing good for others, that good things will happen to you. So let's all try to make this world a better place. I always say, no matter how bad your day is, no matter how bad your life is, there's somebody out there who's having a worse day, and you can actually help them in their life. And that's our responsibility to do that. So to wrap up, you can do it. You can change the world, and do not let anyone ever, ever tell you that you can't. This has been an incredible experience for me. So let's find a way to give back. I'd like to find a way to give back to all of you. Let's try to stay in touch. Let's try to find ways that we can help each other. So here's my contact information. My email address is wayne@SeventySixCapital.com. Remember it, write it down, shoot me an email. Maybe there'll be ways that we can also connect on Twitter, LinkedIn, Snapchat, Facebook. It doesn't matter. I'm all at Wayne Kimmel. Just you can find me anywhere. And my website, WayneKimmel.com. It's pretty easy, right? But I hope I get the opportunity to invest in your world-changing company. Maybe you'll invest with me. Maybe I'll be working for one of you. Who knows? We never know where things are going to go. So I'm excited for you, honored to be here today, and please reach out to me. Congratulations, good luck, and go make it happen.
So thank you, Mr. Kimmel, for those words. I need to take my business card out of my pocketbook that I can never find them and put them in my right pocket and start collecting the other ones in the left. Always a problem for me. So now it is time for the conferral of degrees.